Ave Maria, everyone. Just letting you know that I'm hopefully going to get back to recording the saints of the Roman Martyrology on a daily basis, mostly because I can't find a good audio version out there. I think magisterium.com is probably the closest thing, but it's still not great. Maybe it'll get there at some point, but for now, I'm just going to do it myself, and I have found a pretty good translation at gcatholic.org, so that's the translation I'm going to be using. That way I'm not taking the time to translate it myself. And this way we can honor the saints every day according to their entries in the Roman Martyrology. So here we go. April 29th, the memorial of St. Catherine of Siena, Virgin and Doctor of the Church, who, having taken the habit of the Sisters of Penance of St. Dominic, endeavored to know God in herself and herself in God, and to conform to Christ crucified. She fought vigorously and relentlessly for peace, for the return of the Roman Pontiff to Rome, and for the restoration of the unity of the Church, also leaving famous writings of her extraordinary spiritual doctrine. The commemoration of St. Tychicus, disciple of St. Paul the Apostle, who calls him in his letters, dear brother, faithful minister, and companion in the service of the Lord. At Pisa, St. Torpes of Pisa, martyr. At Naples, St. Severo, bishop, loved by St. Ambrose as a brother, and by his church as a father. At Cluny in Burgundy, in present-day France, St. Hugues, abbot, who for 61 years holily ruled the monastery of this place, always dedicated to almsgiving and prayer, as guardian and tireless promoter of monastic discipline, fervent administrator and propagator of the Holy Church. In the Abbey of La Lucerne d'Outremer in Normandy, France, Saint Accard, Bishop of Avranches, who, once as abbot of Saint Victor at Paris, wrote many treatises on spiritual life in order to lead the Christian soul to the heights of perfection, and upon his death was buried in this Tremonstratensian abbey, which he often frequented. At Seoul in Korea, St. Antonius Kim Sung-u, martyr, who used to gather many faithful in his house and was strangled in prison for Christ. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Ave Maria.